Hello and welcome to another tutorial screencast by Military Air Simulation. In this video we're going to have a quick look at Teamspeak 3, how to get it installed, how to get it configured. We use Teamspeak 3, our Military Air Simulation, as our main source of voice communication between aircraft and flights and with air traffic control. So it's quite an important piece of software. In your joining email, you should have received the the logon details for the server address, and the server password. It's worth noting that the server password does change from time to time, so keep an eye on the forum where any password updates will be posted. Okay, so the first thing to do is to download the Teamspeak software. As you can see, I've already come to the teamspeak.com website. And if we go over to downloads here and select the Teamspeak 3 option, we get a list of different download options here. Teamspeak is quite a compatible piece of software. It's got Mac OS X, Linux versions, and also iOS versions of the software. But I'm going to assume that most people, if you're flying on Flight Simulator especially, will be on Windows. If you happen to be an X-Plane user that's flying on Mac OS X or Linux, then you have to just select the relevant client software for your operating system. So I'm going to go ahead and download the client 64-bit. Ignore the server downloads, you don't need those, you just need the client. Okay, so we're going to agree to the legal agreement. I'm going to say submit. I'm going to say no thanks to that. My download will start in a few seconds. Okay, here it comes. So I'm just going to save that to my desktop to be safe. And there it is. Brilliant. So we're going to clear that off. Close that. And minimize that down. Okay, so here's our Teamspeak 3 install file, and much like the TFR, we double click to open it. If you get the security warning, this is just an inbuilt Windows 7 thing. Just hit run, and it will unpack itself, and we're at another welcome screen. So next, here's the license agreement for the software. Again, it's just agree, and you probably want to install it for anyone using the computer to be safe. And then we have our destination folder, and again I would recommend leaving it at the default, but if you have a preferred place to put your installs, then feel free to click browse and locate that location. Okay, I'm going to say save the configuration into the installation folder. Just keeps things nice and tidy. And yes, because UAC is disabled on my system. If you're not sure what UAC is, it's user account control. I'd recommend you probably look to get it turned off, because it can cause a lot of issues with installing Flight Simulator add-ons. Okay, so it's asking me now to choose the start menu folder, and we're just going to stick it in the default again. So we're just going to hit install there. The blue progress bar. And completed. So I'm going to hit close, and now we're completed. So you'll see on your desktop now an icon looking like this. This is the Teamspeak 3 client icon. I'll move this one out of the way because we don't need that anymore. So now we're going to quickly just run through loading Teamspeak up, getting connected to our server, and specifically getting it configured to the way it should be. So we're going to double click the icon there, and we get the screen here. Okay, so we have a menu bar at the top here. We have a couple of push buttons here for sort of shortcuts. This white area here is where you'll get the channel list. This area here is for any text alerts that come up, and this area on the right hand side has pertinent information to the server, or if you click on a user, it gives their information, or on a room, but we'll go into that shortly. So the first thing we want to do is probably set up our our headset microphone. So I'm going to go to let's see, settings, options, and here's the options screen. So we're going to do capture here, and capture device. We want to do microphone, and we want to do that one. In fact, no, we'll leave it as automatically use best mode so that it'll pick the best one. Okay, so I've selected my my microphone there. The important thing to note here really is this option here, push to talk. By default, you'll probably find that it's set to voice activation detection, which 9 out of 10 times works okay. But if you've got a TV on loud in the background, you've got music playing, the kids run in and start shouting at you, then you can inadvertently transmit things you may not want hearing across the TeamSpeak server. So we always recommend to have a push to talk, and I've set mine to right control, and all it's a case of doing is you press that, and then you press the button that you want to use as a push to talk. If you're not familiar what a push to talk is, basically what happens is every time you want to transmit over the TeamSpeak server, you would press and hold your push to talk button and speak, and at the end of your transmission you would let go, and that would kill the transmission and nothing else would be heard. It just means that you're not you know, like I say, transmitting things you don't want heard, or blocking a channel with inadvertent noise coming from the background. Okay, gonna go to the playback now, and again we're gonna want to pick your relevant playback device, and then obviously you can play a test sound there if you want as well. So we're going to apply that, and then we're going to go OK. So that should be the configuration set. I'll let you have a look through the other options as you see fit as you move through this this piece of software. But for now, for the purposes of this video, that's all the configuration we need to do. Now to connect to the military air simulation server, you need to go to bookmarks and manage bookmarks, and this will bring up this little screen here. Now you can see I've already got mine set up here, but to set up a new bookmark you can add a folder, add a bookmark there, and then we simply fill in the details below. So you would give it a label. I've done mass with mine, but let's call it mil sim, just so that it doesn't conflict on name. The address of the server, which is voice.milsim.com, and the password that as provided by your login email. Okay, nickname. The format for the nickname we recommend is like this. This just gives everybody your tactical call sign, so that when you're transmitting on TeamSpeak, we know what call sign relates to what person, and then how you want to be referred to, how you want to be known. So if we do apply and OK. Now we've saved that information, so if we go to bookmarks, you'll see that there's like a quick link to the connections there. So we should be able to click on sim, and it will connect us in here. So you will see you default into our welcome lounge. There is basically you, or me as it is, so your tactical call sign and your name. The little blue button though, the little blue light there, just indicates to you and everybody else whether you're transmitting or not. So if I was to press down my push to talk, you can see that the blue light illuminates to indicate that we're transmitting, and when I let go of it, the blue light extinguishes itself to denote that we're no longer transmitting. So it's probably worth just testing your push to talk now and just making sure that that lights up and disappears when you let go of it. The next step really is to find a server admin who will be able to give you full permissions for the TeamSpeak server. Without full permissions, you'll be kind of stuck in the welcome lounge. But um, anyone with this S after their name will be able to just give you the permissions. It's a two-click process, and you'll be flying from that point onwards. The TeamSpeak interface itself is fairly straightforward. Each one of these sort of labeled icons here is what they call a room, and to browse around the rooms, you would just double click, and we move through each room. The rooms are generally used because it's a very good way of separating out flights in different parts of the world, or flights with different squadrons, so that not everybody's trying to transmit to each other on the same channel, because that can get very messy very quickly. Um, I think that that just about covers it for TeamSpeak 3. Once you're to this point, um, if you have any other issues, then the best bet is to actually get hold of somebody on here. I guess the only other thing you may need to know is down here at the bottom there, we have got a text chat function. So if for any reason you're having difficulty um, getting your audio to work, you can't hear people, they can't hear you, for instance, you do have an option to write messages at the bottom and hit enter, and it will appear at the bottom there for everybody to see. So if you do need help, you don't have to rely on voice, you can get on the text and somebody will be able to give you a hand from there. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and if there's any issues, post on the forum, and keep an eye out for our upcoming videos.